Hello. Hi. Today we're going to be talking about gaming without experience and what's that like. I would consider myself a gamer who is very inexperienced. I have played so few games in my life, it is genuinely not even in the double digits. I've always loved to game, but growing up I just didn't have access to it, but that's all about to change. So I just want to give you a brief history, quick speedrun of my gaming history so that way you can kind of know where I'm coming from, and I think that'll help you better contextualize my ideas with gaming and where I lack with knowledge. Growing up, I didn't have much access to consoles or computers, much at all. When I was a kid, I honestly mostly watched my brothers play on a computer or on a console. We were particularly interested in Castle Wolfenstein. They played that game a lot. And side note, we called these like zappy people Aunt Mimis. I have no idea where we got the name from, but I just remember spending a lot of my early years watching my brothers play and laughing at these horrifying zappy creatures. Eventually, I got a little bit older and they let me start to join them in gaming, and we would play Halo 4. All I wanted to do was build a house. I would spend all my time just trying to build this nice house, and then they would come and they would blow it up every single time, and it was genuinely tragic. And then we started playing COD Zombies, which I've always been literally petrified of zombies, but I would pretend like I wasn't just so I could play with them, and then I would go to bed crying every single night because I was so scared. Good times as a kid. But I never had a console of my own, and as far as computers went, we had a family computer, sort of, sometimes, and eventually I kind of would get like hand-me-down rinky-dinky old laptops that could barely run anything, but I would try my best to make it work. I owned 2 games in my like pre-teen years. Minecraft and The Sims 3. My rinky-dinky laptops could just barely run these things, literally barely, but anytime I did have one that didn't like randomly combust or explode, I would play these games quite a bit. Then I became an adult and I was able to buy my very own gaming laptop as well as a Switch. And with those, I played mostly Fortnite, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and Breath of the Wild. Oh, and also Animal Crossing. But that was about it. I really still didn't have a lot of money to like buy games. Games are very expensive, and my laptop had very little storage because I was doing ASMR as well. It just meant that I had no space literally for games at all. I couldn't have any games downloaded besides Minecraft and Fortnite. But just last year, at the very end of last year, I was able to save up enough money for a proper fancy gaming PC. Oh my gosh, this thing is incredible, and it can run the heck out of Fortnite and Minecraft. But I also have a little bit more money to buy games, and this computer can run those games well, and it has enough storage. I can have endless amounts of games downloaded if I wanted to. I also have this lovely 3DS. This thing is incredible. My brother gave me this for Christmas, so it's a very new thing in my life. I modded it and it is incredible. I have been playing Fantasy Life on it. I've been playing so much of the 3DS. It's so nostalgic, even though I had a 3DS when I was a kid, but I lost it very early on to getting it, or somebody stole it from me. I'm leaning towards the latter, to be honest. That was a very tragic day in my youth. But the only game I had anyways was Mario Kart. This, though, I can have every single game in existence of any 3DS game. I finally get to experience the childhood games that I totally missed out on both my gaming PC and also this little guy. And like I said, I always wanted to be a gamer. I always loved gaming. I would even mobile game, like when I had access to no consoles or anything. That's how much I wanted it, but I couldn't. But now I can. 2026 is going to be the year of me gaming. I am going to finish all sorts of games. I am going to finally get the gaming experience and figure out what I like and what I don't like, and figure out what everybody else is talking about, because I've always been left out of that conversation, And from what I have played, I know that I don't love dialogue-heavy games. Dialogue-heavy games can kind of weigh things down, and I don't seem to care very much about dialogue, but I really enjoy min-maxing, resource management. I really love strategy, and I particularly do really like games that let you have the freedom to make mistakes and figure it out. They don't just like completely hold your hand, but I also know that I can get quite frustrated, so I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna be like a Souls-like fan. I don't really know, to be honest. I like having the freedom to really do whatever I want and to figure things out on my own. I will look up a game guide on occasion, but I also like to do puzzles without any game guide, and it does feel extremely rewarding when you can figure it out. I don't think I like platforming. I have played a bit of a Mario Bros platforming game, and I don't like parkour. So I feel like I'm not going to like platforming, but I am open to trying out some platformers. But so far they just don't really interest me all that much, I guess. I really like decorating and I like customizing characters. I still really like cozy gaming. I know that a lot of the gaming sphere looks down on cozy gamers, which is pretty ridiculous, but I'm definitely existing in between both worlds where I like quote unquote serious, stressful games and then simple and cozy games. And I like games that are somewhere in between. At least I think. I haven't really played stressful games, but the way that I tend to play cozy games tends to be in a more stressful manner, and I tend to enjoy that a lot more. So we shall see how I feel. Like I said, I really don't know where I'm going to stand on like a Souls-like game, but I do think that I'm going to love open world RPGs like Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff like that. Oh, and I think it's also important to mention that I suck at combat. Like, I have like over 300 hours in Breath of the Wild, and I've never parried. I've never parried once. I don't know how. I never learned. I'm no good at learning combat. Every time I've ever tried to like learn combat or learn like specific combat moves, I can't do it. I don't know if it's that I can't learn combat or that I suck or that I don't like it, or if it's just that if I don't need to learn it, I won't. But I think that's almost like with a few things in gaming where it's like I want to learn how to do a specific thing. I want to learn the specific strategies and in-depth ways that people play, but then I never learn how. And I just continue to play that way. I do tend to avoid watching how other people play games and just kind of experience it for myself. So maybe that's the reason why. Maybe I could learn combat if it was like taught to me or if it was mandatory, I guess. I like puzzles and I like strategy and I like min-maxing. So you'd think that I'd like intense combat systems, but at least from Breath of the Wild, I just never learned like any of the intense moves. Mostly I button smash. I won't lie, I am a button smasher. And going off of Breath of the Wild, one of my favorite things to do in that game is to forage. I love foraging in games. I love collecting in games. Oh my gosh, I also love cooking. I don't know why. That's the like cozy elements that I really like doing in games. I just like picking things up, the forest ground, exploring, finding new things. It's my favorite. That's my favorite. And I tend to be a completionist. I like to have all the things. I like to hoard all the things. I like to do all the things, experience it all, explore it all. I like 100%ing the things that I do. I'm still trying to 100% Breath of the Wild. I've found, I think, like 500 Korok seeds, but that's it so far. And I don't have the DLC. I think with the DLC you get like a mask or something that helps you see more Korok seeds. I don't have that. Which is actually another thing I would love to do one day, is to be able to buy the Breath of the Wild DLC. I think that would be very cool. It's cool that there's so much of a game that I haven't experienced yet. And like, I've never played Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't touched it once. Like I said, games are just really expensive, and I have a lot of other hobbies that I would rather put money into because I already have games. So like I said, that tends to be the reason why I've always played the same several games, but I really want that to change. And I want 2026 to be the year I try new things, I experiment. I want to understand gaming roots. But with all of that in mind, I would love to know what you think are games that I would enjoy. What games would you like to see me try and most likely fail at, and most certainly review. Right now I'm playing Resident Evil 7, which is very scary. I am very scared of that game. I pick it up and then I just can't even play it because I'm so scared. It took me like 2 hours just to get through. Okay, maybe not 2 hours. It took me like 45 minutes to get through that first house, you know, where there's like no danger. I was so scared the whole time. Oh god, I can't do this. Graphics. I think when I'm looking at those graphics, it actually looks more interesting than the game. I think we could just hang out in the graphics section. Just kill me in this corner. And then playing it for 20 minutes? It's a jacuzzi. Well, now...
Oh, thank God I found you. It's me. It's Ethan.
Ethan? I'm so excited. Oh my god! I don't think I'm a horror fan, but I want to be. I love horror movies. Horror games though, oh my gosh, it's too much. I like cutscenes in horror games because I don't have to play it. When I have to like push the W key, it freaks me out so much. I don't know how I'm gonna finish Resident Evil 7, but I know I will. I'm putting my mind to it. I'm going to commit to it. I don't have to play another horror game if I don't want to, but I'm committing to Resident Evil 7 even if it kills me. I'm also finishing up a cooking cozy game. It's called Lemon Cake, and I do not adore this game. It is not scary, But it is not anything really special. I don't really love it. It's kind of frustrating to play, but I'm going to finish it anyways as well, which is very much a gaming goal of 2026. I don't want to have a million games on my backlog. Once I start a game, I want to finish that game without making my life miserable. You know, I want to make it a realistic goal and also a fun goal. Like, gaming should be fun, but I just don't want to have a million games that I've like 80%ed, if that makes sense. And as I already said, I'm playing Fantasy Life on my DS. It's an RPG. I am totally 100%ing this game, most likely in January. I don't see why I wouldn't. I already have like almost 60 hours in it. Oh, it's such a good game. It is so good. I just love it. And I haven't played really any RPGs. Nothing like this, at least. The one RPG game that I say I would have played is there's games called Dead in Vinland and Dead in Bermuda. They're random indie games I don't really think anybody knows about, but I really like those. Those are strategy RPGs, and I'm also trying to 100% Dead in Vinland right now. Pretty close to that. But yeah, I wouldn't really say I have much experience in the RPG world. Before Fantasy Life, I think I really like RPGs. I feel like they're going to be like my thing. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I am trying to 100% Dead in Vinland. It is a survival RPG strategy game. I am obsessed with this game. I am obsessed with the whole Dead in games. They are so incredible. Do yourself a favor, try them. They're so fun. They're strategy, like almost D&D inspired games. I just love them. I love resource management. I love it. And I really want to find more games like it. Like, seriously. I don't really know how much there is. I mean, there has to be more games like it, but we shall see what I'm able to find. And that's what I've got going on right now. Here are some games that I own and that I want to try within the following months. I want to do Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I bought both of those. Batman, the Telltale series, Oblivion, and Skyrim, but I want to start with Oblivion. Although I should say I have played 1 hour of Skyrim. There is a whole story there on what happened in my 1 hour playthrough. It was tragic. I killed a chicken, then I killed a chicken man because he wanted to kill me because I killed his chicken, and then I talked to his wife, and his wife said, my husband's dead, now I'm a widow. That game seems kind of awesome. By the way, I just wanted to pet the chicken. I didn't know I was going to kill it. I am very excited to play both Skyrim and Oblivion. I think I'm going to absolutely adore them. I also have the new Fantasy Life on my computer, and then I have Little Nightmares, Moonstone Island, Graveyard Keeper, Oxenfree, Undertale, which I also have never seen anyone play Undertale. I have no idea what it's about, but I know there's a skeleton, and his name is Sans. I guess it's like Comic Sans, I think, because I think his brother's name is Papyrus, so I think it has to be like fonts, right? And then I also have The Witcher 3, which I'm very excited to play as well. So here's to a fun-filled 2026. I am so excited to play all of these games. I have heard a lot about all of them, but I've just never gotten to experience them. I've never got to play them, and I haven't really watched anyone else play them either, so I definitely have a very fresh perspective. I am most excited to play Baldur's Gate and Oblivion. Those are like, I'm so excited. Once I finish Resident Evil 7, I am starting Baldur's Gate 1. We'll see how well I do. I think it's going to be hard because it's an older game, and I'm not quite sure how well I'm going to do, like, jumping into an older game like that, but I'm going to try it anyways. I'm going to try it to the best of my ability. I also tend to not love isometric or, like, top-down perspectives. I don't know exactly the type of perspective in Baldur's Gate 1, but from what I've seen, I don't know how well I'm going to do with that perspective. I do tend to prefer, like, third person or first person, but I'm willing to give it my best. And yeah, it's going to be a great year, and I'm finally gonna have an opinion. Like, I'm finally gonna have a real opinion on gaming. People are gonna ask me, like, what do you think of Bethesda? Well, blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be awesome. Because I'm gonna finally have a real answer. I'm gonna finally have real experience. I'm gonna be a gamer, okay? There are so many stories, so many worlds and games that I've never got to explore, and I'm finally gonna be able to. I just can't tell you how excited I am. There's so many things I've just never touched, like Final Fantasy or Fallout or Grand Theft Auto, Ocarina of Time, or even like Red Dead Redemption. I don't know anything, which is why I find this very interesting to document. I hope other people will find it interesting to watch on this channel, because there's so much that I haven't done. There is so much for me to learn, and a lot of gaming relies on you having previous knowledge, previous experience. You know, you kind of have to have an understanding of the fundamentals of the genre to understand the gameplay. But because I don't understand those fundamentals, or I haven't learned them yet, I just feel like it gives me an interesting perspective on games and gaming as a whole. So once again, if you'd like to follow along for this journey of me finally becoming a real gamer, then subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. I would really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I would like to play. I'm so curious if you have any games that are similar to Dead in Vinland. Please recommend them to me. I really appreciate you watching, taking the time out of your day. It means a lot to me, and I hope that I will see you around. Goodbye.